Hey everyone, so today's topic is all about social etiquette and social expectations you might find in Lithuania. For this topic, I had to ask the community of Lithuanians who follow the channel and get some additional clarity from my wife. I think some of the things we'll discuss today are common across the country, while others seem perhaps more generationally dependent or even less common in a certain part of Lithuania. Even though Lithuania is geographically small, there are definitely subcultures and variations in doing things. But this will have to be a video for another day. But with that introduction out of the way, let's get started. So first off, showing up at the agreed upon time is important. Did the host tell you to come at 6? Then show up at 6. There's an expectation that the agreed upon time is when everything will be ready so that guests can arrive. I know in other parts of the world there is a larger variation. For some, it means that you show up fashionably late, perhaps at 6:30. And for other cultures, it means that you should start to get ready at that time, and I guess the host might also be starting to prepare at that time too. So then, while you say 6, there's an expectation that you might show up at 7, perhaps. But yeah, in Lithuania, show up exactly at the time you're told, or as close to it as possible. Some would even be okay if you showed up a little early. That's what I'm told, at least. An extra note about this is that someone says that in Klaipėda and the surrounding region, the time to meet is usually just a suggestion, and people almost always arrive 20 to 30 minutes late. Now, I couldn't verify this with anyone else, and actually another Klaipėda resident tells me otherwise. So if you're from Klaipėda, do let me know how common that is. And on this theme of house gatherings, if you're invited to visit someone's home, then there is an expectation to at least bring something small, such as a snack, some fruits, or a bottle of wine. I find this fairly common in other parts of the world too. If you're bringing flowers, do make sure it's an uneven number or an odd amount of flowers. That's because giving an even amount of flowers is something reserved for funerals. And on the host side, there seems to be an expectation that you'll offer and provide some food and refreshments. Now this can be as little as biscuits and small sandwiches with tea, but most people say that older generations tend to put out a lot of food for guests. The custom of offering food to guests might even extend to strangers who come into your home to perform housework or repairs. My wife agrees with this, but adds that it might not be offered for someone making a quick repair, but if someone is around for a few hours, then something should definitely be offered. But moving on, when you actually step into the home, pretty much everyone says that you should take your shoes off. I mean, I still find it weird how in some parts of the world you leave your shoes on, but yeah, Lithuania, shoes off. And when you greet someone, the general protocol goes like this. Men shake each other's hands, women give each other hugs and kisses, and a greeting between a man and a woman, who don't know each other, is often characterized by awkward nodding and uncertainty. And that one really made me laugh because I think it's the same in some other cultures too. This next part is comical to me, but only because I see similarities with my own upbringing. I like to call this bit somewhat of a dance, just because it feels like a performance where both people may not actually say what they truly feel or want. But okay, here's what I'm talking about. When being offered a snack or a drink, it's common to politely decline the first time, but it's also common for the host to insist and offer things a second time. And then if you really want whatever is being offered, you can accept after the second offer, but if you really don't want anything, perhaps at least settle for a cup of tea or coffee. Then when it comes to drinking alcohol, there are two things. So first, you never want to pour a drink to yourself first. You wait for someone else to do it for you. Or if you're pouring drinks, pour drinks for other people and then for yourself. And then I know in English culture, when you're ready to take that first drink, you may clink glasses and say cheers. And in German, it's Prost, and so on and so on. And in Lithuanian, it's į sveikatą, which means to your health. So when this happens in Lithuania, make sure you look the other person in the eye. I do think the eye contact thing is found in a few other cultures as well. But that is pretty much it. A few people provided things that I would put more in the superstitious category, such as shaking hands across a threshold or sitting at a corner of a table. This seems like a slightly different category, so I'll have to cover these in a future video. As I said a few times already, some of these things seem common in other parts of the world, but it's good to know what foreigners can expect to find in Lithuania. So were you surprised by any of these? And is your own culture and upbringing different? Let me know by leaving a comment. Thank you all for watching, and an extra special thank you to all the members who support my channel every month. And I'll see you next time.